Good morning, children. Welcome back. I hope you have done your previous lessons, the exercises and the question answers which were discussed in the previous sessions. Today, we will start with the next chapter, that is page number 41, Urbanization, and this chapter will be coming for your examination, that is half-yearly examination. Okay. Now, we start with, please children, please open to page number 41, urbanization. So urbanization is the process of urban growth that leads to greater percentage of population living in towns and cities. So why is this urbanization taking place? Urbanization takes place when the city grows. The city is growing because people are migrating from the small towns, or they are migrating from the countryside in search of jobs, and they are residing in these big cities, which is making the city grow bigger with all facilities, all development, and this is called urbanization. It is the movement of people from the rural areas, countryside, to the urban areas, towns and cities. Though urbanization has a long history, the modern city worldwide has developed only over the last 200 years. Now, the urbanization has a long history when we say. That means it is not only recent, it was happened since the time of the early civilizations of Mesopotamia, of Mohenjo-daro. Since then we know about these civilizations, this urbanization. But in the modern city has only developed 200 years ago. Now, three historical processes have shaped the modern cities in decisive ways. So there are three reasons which has made urbanization possible in the last 200 years. The first reason is the rise of the Industrial Revolution. Now, what is this Industrial Revolution? Industrial Revolution is when machines were introduced. Earlier, all the work was done by hand and items were produced. But with the introduction of machines, all the things which were required were started being manufactured in a large scale with the help of machines. So wherever these industries were located or built up, people flocked to these places. They settled in those places, and this led to the growth of urbanization. The establishment of the colonial rule over large parts of the world. Now, the colonial rule is also responsible for the growth of urbanization. Now, earlier the Europeans, they were trying to find out different places around the world. They were settling there, be it the Britishers, be it the Dutch, be it the French. They were trying to make colonies, or the Portuguese you have studied in history. And in India, the Britishers were successful in making colonies in major part of India. So this was also one of the reasons which led to urbanization. And the development of democratic ideals. Now, democratic ideals of India, as it says, that we have the justice, we have the liberty, we have the freedom to live in a dignified life, irrespective of our caste, creed, gender. We have the liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith, worship. So for all these democratic ideals, people can travel anywhere, settle anywhere, and this also leads to urbanization. Towns and cities that first appeared along the river valleys. Now you please see that most of the urbanization, or most of the civilization that has taken place in our early histories, were all near to the river valleys. whether it be the Ur, Nippur, Mohenjo-daro, were larger in scale than other human settlements. Ancient cities could develop only when an increase in food supplies made it possible to support a wide range of non-food producers. Now they would always settle near to the river valley, as said, because that land near to the river valley was always fertile. And fertile land, because of that fertile land, crops could be grown which would help to feed the number of non-producers, the other people who were living in those cities. Cities were often centers of political power, administrative network, trade and industry, religious institution and intellectual activity, and supported various social groups such as artisans, merchants and priests. So there were so many people living in these cities, and to feed them a fertile land was required. So most of the civilizations, most of the bigger cities were often near to the river valley. Next, industrialization changed the form of urbanization in modern period. Now this is where the ancient time, the urbanization mostly took place, or the cities appeared near to the river valley. But with the industrialization, this concept changed, and now urbanization in the modern period of time would take place wherever the industries were situated. So children, please turn your page number 42. The early industrial cities of Britain, such as Leeds and Manchester, attracted large number of migrants to the textile mills set up in the late 18th century. So you can see that Manchester and Leeds, above Manchester is the city of Leeds. Now they are known because the industrial revolution started, and these were known for their textile mills. Now people migrated to these areas, they urbanized these areas. Manchester and Leeds became important cities because a large number of migrants, they were attracted to these cities. They set up the textile mills in the late 18th century. In 1851, more than 3/4 of the adults living in Manchester were migrants from the rural areas. So by 1851, we could see that the most of the 3/4 of the people or the adults living in these areas, they were the migrants from the rural area. So this is what has happened. This is what happened in India also, with the cities of Bombay and Ahmedabad or Calcutta, where the migrants, they come because for the search of jobs. Now another reason was the agricultural revolution. Where all of a sudden the good seeds were provided, and there was the production increased and the farmers. So this whole process was called the agricultural revolution, and because of this agricultural revolution, many people migrated from one place to other to work in the agricultural fields. This also led to urbanization. The enclosure movement was a movement which took place in Britain. It was a push in the 18th and the 19th century to take land that was formerly being owned by the common members of the village. So it was available for public, for grazing animals, growing food. But then what happened? It was pushed. Now the law was there in Britain. It was passed in Britain, where it was said that all that public land would be now privately owned, whosoever is able to buy them. So it's also given about the enclosure movement in the blue box. So you just read this. So that was another reason when the people, rich merchants, they came, they bought the land and they started residing, and as such urbanization took place. Apart from that, is the industrialization, which was a major factor, and because of the industrialization, these cities like Manchester and London, they grew as modern cities. A lot of growth took place, and they are known today as modern cities. In India, Bombay, Calcutta are the two oldest cities, and the mega cities of India. Both these cities developed during the colonial era. Large number of farm workers left their homes in search of jobs. So you know that the Dharavi that's been formed because of the slum area that has been formed in Bombay, that is because of the migrants which have all gone and settled there, because in search of job. They wanted work in these factories, these textile mills which were established in Bombay. Most of them came from the present day regions of eastern Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, central India and dry districts of Tamil Nadu. So most of them, they were from all these regions, North India, and some they were from central and the dry districts of Tamil Nadu. In the mid 19th century, these regions experienced many changes. Cottage industries were declined, land rents rose, lands were cleared for mines and plantation. So for all these reasons, they had to reach to these bigger cities because they were jobless, they had nothing to do, their economic condition was pathetic. So they were forced to go to these places in search of job. All this affected the lives of the poor. They failed to pay their rents, became deeply indebted, and were forced to migrate in search of work. So they were forced to migrate in search of work. Now what is the cause of this urbanization? So what we have studied so far, we have come to know there are some push factors and some pull factors which are responsible for these urbanization. Now the pull factors, these are those that attract people to the major cities. Now what are these? The way the people are getting attracted, because they find more economic opportunities, they find better jobs, better quality of life, better services are there, whether it be education, health and entertainment, better housing, better freedom, women empowerment, better services. So like banking, communication, transportation, because all these attractions are there, so they get attracted, these are the services which are pulling the people towards these cities. Now there are some push factors also, where the people are getting compelled to leave their place, their homeland, their village, and reach these urban centers. Now what are these push factors? Push people from the countryside to the major cities. These may include lack of economic opportunities. No economic opportunities are there in the villages. Division of land. Now if they have 10 acres of land and the farmer has 4 sons, the land gets subdivided, so the division of land is, so hardly any land is left with the people. Lack of services there, no education, no communication, transportation. Children, please make the change. It's not transpiration, it's transportation. Health, all these services are lacking in the countryside. Low pay, rural poverty, drought and flooding. So these are the problems which are pushing the people. They are compelled to leave their villages and reach to these urban centers, these bigger cities. Okay, children, we end here. We'll continue from here in our next session. Till then, I would suggest you stay home and you stay safe. Thank you.